through the fence for all immigrants. I offer these medicine poems. I gather the sage for you poems. Teach me to pray the rosary poems. Let's face the four directions together poems. In la etch, tú eres mi otro yo poems. Sweat together poems. Eres mi Yemaya poems. Floricanto poems. Don't drown in the river poems. Altar for our ancestor poems. Sobadora curandera poems. Sana sana colita de rana poems. Drumbeat poems. Conch shell poems. Cumbia poems y salsa poems. Hold my hand through the fence poems. Here's some food for your journey poems. La bestia at high speeds poems. You are my kindred poems. Bring me your dreamer poems. Your fuck this border wall poems. Don't worry about the orange guy poems. Don't speak his name poems. Your existence is medicine poems. Help me uncelebrate Cinco de Mayo poems. Ya basta poems. Grito poems. Indigenous wisdom poems. Palo Santo poems. You were here first poems. Decolonize your soul poems. Code switch poems. You belong poems. No more war poems. San Jarocho poems de resistencia. Corrido poems. Gonzafos poems. Flying chancla poems. Share this meal with me poems. Here, drink some water poems. Let me die your death poems. One day at a time poems. Café con leche poems. Pan dulce poems. Pupusa poems. Guayaba poems. Manguitos con alguaste poems. Raspa poems. Espiropapa poems. Platanitos poems. La pulga poems. Molcajete poems. Pocho poems. Salvi poems. East LA poems. Valle poems. Gather in this embrace poems. Crying poems. We're waiting for you on this side poems. We have hot coffee and tamales poems. Recipe poems. Share my rebozo poems. Come, fall in love poems. You are worth more than any labor you do poems. You are him, her, they, them poems. Welcome home poems. Get some rest poems. Tomorrow we'll plan the future poems. I love you poems. Take with you these love poems. You are not illegal poems. We'll protect your women and children poems. You are not an alien poems. This is actually your land poems. You deserve so much more poems. Hide behind me poems. You are not merchandise to be locked up in container poems. Stay speaking Spanish. It is poetry. Como la flor poems, tanto amor poems, la llorona poems, el otero poems, be my chola poems, pan de polvo poems, órale vato poems, slow dance poems, padrino de DJ poems, kiss me when I'm asleep poems, star song poems, deep tongue poems, wildflower poems, river's edge poems, chicharra poems, first and last breath poems.